The News Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Metro Manila remains under Alert Level 1 until the end of May. But several areas will still be under Alert Level 2, starting today until May 31. For Luzon, these include Benguet, Ifugao, and the entire Quezon Province. Same goes for Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Masbate, and Sorsogon. Several provinces in the Visayas are also under Alert Level 2. These include Antique, Negros Occidental, Bohol, and Cebu Province. That's on top of Negros Oriental, Leyte, Northern Samar, and Western Samar. Meanwhile, many areas in Mindanao are still under Alert Level 2, and the complete list is now flashed on your screen. The wage boards of Metro Manila and Western Visayas have approved an increase in minimum wages for various sectors in the regions. But despite these increases, the labor group notes that the new rates still fail to bring workers' income above the poverty threshold. Paul Samarita with the story.
Minimum wage workers have something to look forward to in the coming days, as the Labor Department announced an increase in pay in 2 regions. The Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board granted on Friday a 33 peso wage increase for both agricultural and non-agricultural sectors in NCR. Once approved, this translates to a minimum wage of 570 pesos for sectors like industrial, construction, commercial, and other industries, as well as 533 pesos for those working in agriculture. The Western Visayas Wage Board also granted an increase in income to 450 pesos, at least for non-agricultural establishments with more than 10 workers, as well as a wage hike to 420 pesos for establishments with less than 10 employees. Meanwhile, agricultural workers in the region are granted a 95 peso increase in their daily pay, bringing minimum wage to 410 pesos. Recall that the last wage increase in NCR was implemented back in 2018, bringing it to the current range of 500 to 537 pesos. The last one for Western Visayas went in effect 3 years ago, entitling workers a 310 to 395 peso minimum wage. Dole says that the wage increase aims to restore the purchasing power of some 1.2 million minimum wage workers in these regions, on the back of price hikes in fuel and basic commodities. In a statement, Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III thanked the wage boards for the swift review of the wage hike. He also expects other regional wage boards to follow suit in the coming days or weeks for the benefit of minimum wage workers in other regions. Despite the increase, a group expressed their disappointment at the new rates, noting that it does not reach the poverty threshold.
Panandalian lamang na magandang balita ang wage increase order na ibinigay hindi lang dito sa NCR maging doon sa Region 6, no? Ang poverty threshold na halaga na sinasabi namin ay nasa 16,000 pesos. Kahit dagdagan man nila ng 33 pesos sa Metro Manila o ng 55 pesos sa Region 6, kulang din niya malagpasan o mapantayan man lang ang 16,000 na requirement na isang pamilya para makabili ng masustansya at maayos na pagkain.
The said increase will take effect after final review of the Labor Department and 15 days after its publication in major newspapers. For News 5, Paul Samarita, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lehano. A COMELEC task force reports that it has received over 1,000 complaints on vote buying this election season. But the poll body says only about 100 of these are backed by evidence. Camille Samonte has the story.
Videos of alleged vote buying have become rampant on social media pre- and post-elections. In fact, COMELEC Commissioner Amy Ferolino said that their Contra Bigay task force has received over 1,000 complaints of it. She noted, though, that a lot of these allegations are not backed by evidence.
Many of the reports were not vote buying or vote selling related. There were complaints regarding videos that went viral. Yung tinatag lang, pino-forward lang, nisi-share lang din sa Task Force Contribigay na Facebook page.
Ferolino added that none of the complainants are willing to testify and that some just message them to simply air their frustrations over the elections and insult the poll body.
Some messages were just sent to raise their complaints against the commission itself. And many of the reported vote-buying incidents, takot naman mag-testify o walang witnesses or walang ebidensya. Madalas parang nasi-share lang sila ng sama ng loob.
In total, only over 100 messages and emails were found to have supporting evidence.
Kahit gustuhin man namin na imbestigahan, we do not know where to start. If you just give us complaints, mere complaints na hindi natin alam kung saan tayo patutungo.
Meanwhile, the COMELEC reported that the Information and Communications Department has blocked some 20,000 attempts to attack the poll body's website.
Minomonitor po nila lahat nung nag-attempt sa atin to the point that they were able to identify certain IPs na po.
Acting spokesperson John Ray Laudianco also said that they will launch an investigation on defective vote counting machines and SD cards.
Nag-i-initiate po kami ng sarili naming investigations and audits also to check what happened, to get the best practices, to how to improve for the next elections.
For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
President Rodrigo Duterte graced the graduation rites of the PMA's Bagsik Diwa class of 2022 on Sunday. Maricel Halili with a story.
For the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic started, the Philippine Military Academy held its first face-to-face commencement exercises on Sunday. This year's class was led by top cadet, newly commissioned Navy Second Lieutenant Christlen Ivani Quemado. The 21-year-old valedictorian said that her inspiration throughout her time in the PMA was her family, most especially her father, who is also a graduate of PMA.
Our parents are the source of all our strength and support. They're the ones who have been there since the beginning. They gave us life, they gave us all the blessings.
The event became a reunion as well for the cadets and their families. In fact, one of the top graduates, Crisel Jane Rico, had her whole family fly out from Zamboanga just to be able to see her.
It was actually overwhelming, and at some point I'm still thinking how I was able to overcome this at this point.
Also present during the commencement exercises was President Rodrigo Duterte. In his speech, Duterte noted how the world was quickly changing, causing even the men in uniform to change as well. However, the president hoped that the new graduates would stay true to their oath if they want to be relevant to the changing times.
The eyes of the Filipino people are upon you. Always remain true to your oath. By your actuations in public, the Philippine Military Academy shall be judged.
As a tradition, Duterte also pardoned the outstanding punishment of all PMA cadets during the graduation rites. The 214-strong Bagsik Diwa class completed their Bachelor of Science degree in National Security Management. Of the graduates, 105 will join the Philippine Army, 52 will enter the Philippine Air Force, and 57 will serve in the Philippine Navy. For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
And those are the top stories at this hour. Do join us again later at 11 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.